Hello everybody, so this is my video vlog for today. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's January 15th and I'm in Manila, Philippines. So I just came from my classes. I was just checking for my rooms. So I want to make this video blog because I want to make my explanation clear to those who have seen my Facebook posts and they start bashing. So here's the thing. What happened in Philippine Got Talent was very racist, very rude, very inappropriate, unprofessional, and disrespectful. And that was not nice for someone in that contest to forcefully tell a foreigner to say, "Oh, you should speak our native language." That's not the right thing to do, because if you see, it was a Korean contestant and it was a Filipino judge. And one of the reasons why there are many Koreans here studying, based from my friends have told me and based from what I have seen, is that it's cheaper to study here English, and plus Philippines is an English system aside from their own Filipino language. And I took up Filipino classes in my first year. Filipino 1, Filipino 2, Filipino 3. What happened? After I passed those classes, what was my grade? I was an 8 plus, equivalent to 5.0 in other places. In the university I'm in, it's 1.0, which is a passing. And I've been studying here in the Philippines for the past 5 years. And I chose not to be fluent in Filipino. Why? Because there are many foreigners who are coming here. And they're coming here to study. Because it's also cheaper to learn English than going to other English-speaking states. And that's like me, it's very convenient to enter college here in the Philippines than anywhere else. And why is it because we have to respect foreigners. We need to respect the global language. And the only way to communicate, interact with foreigners face to face is through English, since it's the global language. If it was like coming from Spanish speaking countries, then it would be Spanish, since Spanish is also the second most spoken language behind English. Here's the thing. To all those who do not understand about this, let me just get very clear with you that this is a spurious nationalism that this Padilla guy started bashing on this Korean guy and that's Got Talent. And it's not fair because, you see, I have been told that there's not a single copy of the Philippine Constitution that's written in Filipino. It's only written in English. And if you look at the other sites in Filipino, no, it's only English. So, here's the thing. If I were to be fluent in Filipino and Spanish, I would rather be more fluent in Spanish than Filipino. Why? Because there are many who speak Spanish, and there are those coming from Spanish-speaking countries like El Salvador, Mexico, or Argentina, and they immigrate to places like the United States or Canada. And most of them have been around in those places for the past 5 to 10 years, but some of them still can't master in English. So, therefore, I'd rather be more fluent in Spanish than Filipino. And plus, not to mention that many cities or many places in US are all Spanish names. Places like Los Angeles, El Paso, San Diego, Santa Fe. Why? Because those places were part of Mexico before New Spain, which is part of the Spanish. So, well, I respect to those, especially this one former classmate of mine who came, that like even the other Asian places like China, Korea, or Japan. Well, at least in Korea, they know how to speak English, and there are places, especially in airports, their signs are all in English, and then Korean calligraphy in their area. If you go to highways or airport signs. So America, to all those who don't understand, to all my Filipino folks there, especially one who made a comment in my other post saying how America controlled, Philippines say English. Well, yeah, it's true. But America, before it was founded by the British, they had many languages, native languages. I repeat, native languages. So that means that America is not just as English, but also bilingual, Spanish, French. Well, America was also controlled by French in some areas there, aside from the British 13 colonies. And not to mention that the British almost controlled half of the world, which is probably the reason why that English is the predominant language, aside from the Bretton Woods Agreement on the American dollar thing. Well, here is actually, the point that yes, Filipino should be the language of the Philippines, but I would just say that both Filipino and English should be the courses of the language, so that we can still respect foreigners who come here, especially those who come to study here. And it's my choice that I chose not to be fluent in Filipino, though I've been here since 2013. Because there are also English signs here in this country. And they also speak English here too. So, especially those working in call centers, you really have to be more fluent in English. So, I'm not forcing you anything or etc., but I'm just giving you a clear advice that, because to all the professors who are watching this, I just want to say that please be more respectful and friendly with foreigners. Try to conduct lectures in English where they can understand. And can you please, to all the classmates watching this, you have foreigners, it's not, you have to interact with them more of English and Filipino. It's like, if I'm a Filipino with a Filipino, yes, I can speak Filipino. But if I'm a Filipino, like I'm with a Pakistani or Korean or African, it's English. That's why respect your foreigner classmates around you, because that's not polite if you're speaking Filipino in front of them. It just ticks me off that, I get this a lot, that laughing stock, speaking English, like, come on. Haven't you guys gotten clear to school that, your teachers are really letting you to speak on Filipino? Don't you know that to be competitive, you have to know English? And it's like you're telling me I have to speak Filipino, but what if you go abroad and then let's say you go to Middle East as a guest worker, and you're there, and then someone asks you, do you need help with this? And they're like, ano, yeah, like that. You see? It's simple. Let me tell you something. If the Nazis won World War II, they would have already implemented everything in German, and English would be criminalized. So let's say you addressed a German police officer, instead of saying Guten Morgen or you say good morning, they'll shoot you. That's what would have happened. Especially like that new game Wolfenstein, the new Colossus that came out back in October. So this is just my explanation and my rational, logical point to all those who want me to be clear of my understanding about the recent Facebook posts that I have made. And I'm sorry to all those who got offended by it, but I'm just trying to give you some clear advice. And if you don't like it, well, I'm sorry. That's all I could tell you. And it's already afternoon, so I'm gonna log off now. And I hope you're able to understand what I'm talking about. So thank you. Take care and God bless.